This is the OnePlus 12R, and just like my team here, it's perfect, but it's on a budget. So probably guessed from the title, this is a review of the OnePlus 12R. This is a gaming channel, so we're going to review a lot of gaming here, but we're still going to review the camera performance and the design of this phone. So in the box, you do get a charger included, which maxes at 100 watts, and also you get USB cable. So for Samsung and Apple, you need to listen to this. So the phone itself does come with a screen protector pre-installed, which is a very nice touch. I don't know why big companies stopped doing that. And the phone does come with a matte finish at the back. It's plastic finish and it's more durable than glass. Yeah, I know glass does feel more premium, but this is more durable. I get this. At the front, we do have an edge-to-edge display, which maxes out at 4K and 120 Hz. You're not gonna find anything like that in this price range. And the last bit of the design, that this phone comes with a triple camera setup. So let's review right now and show you some samples of videos and pictures of this phone, and you be the judge of that. First camera test, we have this situation here. There's the character here and the light behind him, so it should be a challenging situation for the camera. So let's review and take a snap here. 1, 2, 3. And this is how the camera looks like. As you can see here, the main shooter handled it really well, and the lights show up nicely. Alright, so the next situation we have here is night mode. So let's snap a picture from outside the house and see how it handles it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now it's time to test the selfie camera. Let's see how it does. 1, 2, 3. So this is the camera selfie. As you can see here, it's not so bad, but it could be better. Alright, so this is the video recorded from my OnePlus, as you can see, and hear the microphone. So you'll be the judge of that. I think it's not the best video out there. It's quite grainy, but the lighting conditions in this room are not the best. I am recording with the Galaxy Z Fold 4, so this is quite different cameras, but in a better light situation, it will be better. But this is a night light, so this is the video from the night. Alright, so this was a simple camera test done by a gaming channel on this phone. So next, we're going to test gaming. This is a phone with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, so it should handle gaming quite well. So we're going to test some Android games. This will be COD Mobile, PUBG Mobile, and Fortnite. And for emulation, we're going to do PSP, PS2, Dolphin Emulator, which covers the Wii and the Gamecube, and then we'll try some Switch emulation. Alright, so let's start with the gaming test, and first we have Call of Duty Mobile. So let's click on that and see how it performs on this phone. So Call of Duty Mobile is running on the phone now, and we're going to go for the maximum frame rate. What we are interested in is getting the highest frame rate on every game possible. So let's go on Ultra settings here, which will put our graphics settings to medium, and then we're going to try that. Alright, so after running Call of Duty Mobile for 3 games, this is the 3rd game that I just started. We can check the frame rates on this phone. So let's go and swipe from here. As you can see here, we have 120 FPS running smoothly. It dips down sometimes to 115, but the game runs really smooth. So this is after 3 games, so the phone did heat up a little bit. As you can see here, we still have a very good frame rate. Alright, so PUBG Mobile is now running, and let's change the settings to get it to the highest frame rate possible. Alright, the graphics, we're not gonna download the highest graphics because we need to go at the extreme. When you go to the extreme, it's gonna change your settings to HD. Alright, as you can see here, we have landed and the frame rate is still at 60 frames per second. Let's just drive around and see if the frame rate dips a little bit. Alright, so we have reached a new area. As you can see here, let's pull down our frame rate. As you can see, it's still at 60 frames per second. I did expect more. I wanted it to go to 100 frames per second since it's this extreme frame rate, but this is the highest we could get from PUBG. And next we have Fortnite. Yes, it runs on Android still, but it does not run on iOS, so I feel sorry for the iOS Fortnite fans. Let's see how it does on this phone. Alright, so what we're going to do is just like other games. We're going to go bump up the frame rates into the highest settings possible. So this is going to be 90 frames per second, and this will stay at high. Just put it back to medium just so we get a better frame rate, and apply this, and let's see how it does. Alright, so we have landed here and our frame rate is still not doing better. As you can see here, we're still at a low frame rate, and it's not really playable at this frame rate, to be honest. It's not very reliable. It keeps jumping and fluctuating, so it's not the best frame rate out there. I expected better from the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, to be honest. This is not the best experience out there. So next we have Arthur PS2. So this is the PS2 emulator, and we're gonna run God of War, as you can see here, and let's see what it does. Alright, so this is God of War running now at 4 times the native resolution of the PS2. Let's see how it does and what kind of frame rates we get. So here's the game running. As you can see here, we get in around 40 to 50 FPS. We're not getting 60 at all. As you can see, we have a 50 FPS running on the PS2. So let's change the resolution now to the resolution of the PS2 itself, or twice the PS2, to get a better frame rate. Let's see. And now the frame rate is slightly better. It's still at 50 FPS, to be honest. It's more stable, but it's still not the best frame rate out there. So let's go to the resolution of the PS2 itself and let's see what it does. So here is our native resolution now. It's running at PS2 resolution and still at 50 frames per second. We cannot increase that as I noticed. And it's quite good though. It runs really smoothly, so it's not bad at all. Let's go to the next one. We have the PSP and it's gonna run at 1080p, so 4 times the resolution of the PSP itself. Let's see how it does with Dragon Ball Z. Alright, so here's Dragon Ball Z running on my PSP emulator. As you can see here, I have not played this game for a while, and let's see what kind of frame rate we get. So let's pull from the side and we have 60 frame rates per second running constantly. So let's increase the resolution of this. What kind of frame rate we can get with the 8-time resolution of the PSP. Okay, so now it's running at 4K. As you can see here, it's still stable at 60 frames per second. There is no problem with it whatsoever. And I'm loving this. The PSP runs really well on this device. I mean, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 handles it very well. Let's go to the next one. So next we have the Dolphin emulator, which will run both the Gamecube and Wii at the same time. So we're going to start with Prince of Persia on the Gamecube. Alright, so here's the game running now, showing the FPS on the side as you can see here. And we get around 30 frames per second stable on this game. I could not increase it. I played with the settings and it was on 30 frames per second. This is not a heavy game, but I think it's not supported at 60 frames per second no matter what I tried. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 handles the game very well and it will handle Gamecube without any problems. So next we have the Wii emulator, and we're trying the new Super Mario Bros. And let's see how it does. Here is Super Mario now running on the Wii emulator as you can see here, and it is running at 60 frames per second. Very stable at the resolution of the Wii itself. So I'm not going to increase this because it does not make a difference, to be honest. I tried. But as you can see here, it's running really well, 60 frames per second, quite stable, and yeah, it's very perfect for the Wii emulation. Let's go to the next one and see how it does with the Switch. And now for the Nintendo Switch, I'm going to use a controller to play. So this is the Xbox controller. I'm going to use the Yuzu emulator. As you can see here, I have many emulators, but the Yuzu is running the best right now. So I'm going to play Mortal Kombat 1 on the Yuzu emulator on the OnePlus R. So let's start the game and then see how it does. As you can see here, the game is running. I'm gonna use a controller instead of these touch controls because I don't like them for Mortal Kombat, just for demonstration purposes. So I'm just gonna start with this game and let's see how it does. So I did not manage to show the FPS on this game. As you can see here, it does not count the frame rates for some reason. So let me show you the gameplay here with the controller. As you can see here, it runs really smooth. I cannot show you the frame rates, but I can tell the frame rate is around 30 FPS. It's quite stable at the moment. It did crash a couple of times, but if you get it right with the Yuzu emulator, it does work fine, but it does not work really well with the other emulator. So you need to pick the right emulator for the right game every time. So this is a kind of a pain, but at least it runs the Switch emulator really well. Alright, that's it for me guys. So this was my review of the OnePlus R. It's an amazing phone. I'm gonna say one more thing, the battery is really good with this one. So check out this screenshot of the battery usage. For me, it was a whole day and it was still going at 37%. It's quite amazing, the battery life on this phone, and I really recommend this phone for gaming and for general use. It's amazing, especially for the price. So if you like to grab a OnePlus R, I left the link for it in the description below. And that's it for me guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like the channel, subscribe, and peace.